Forma Studio from Slovenia, and today I wanted to tell you a few things about remarketing, which is, let's say, a technique used to convince an online shopper to revisit your website to complete a desired action, whether it's a purchase, a subscription, file download, so whatever your goal is. It's, as you will see later on, it's a powerful tool which helps you improve your sales conversions and increase your brand awareness, because it allows you to serve ads only to those people who already visited your website, so they already had some kind of interaction with your website, your products, and are therefore more likely to convert. So I think it was introduced in Google AdWords remarketing last year, but you know, it's constantly evolving, new features are added. So I'm not sure how familiar you are with the concept, but it's pretty simple. So we have a web user who visits your website. He browses through your products, adds them to a shopping cart, and then leaves your website. But since your cookie was installed on his browser, he starts seeing your ads on other websites. And since, like I said, he already knows your website, he's more likely to click on your ad and to return to your website. So we can look on remarketing as a specific use of wider display or content network. So in Google AdWords, you have different targeting tools that you can choose to deliver ads to a specific segment of visitors, of web users. So we have keyword contextual targeting. That means that you determine keywords related to your business, and then your ads are shown on websites with content related to those keywords. So if you, for example, sell flowers and your keywords are, I don't know, flowers, gardening, and so on, your ads will be displayed on websites related to these topics. If you already know which website your customers visit, you can use placement targeting, where you manually select websites where you want your ads to be shown. So I don't know, you sell like photo equipment, and you know that your potential customers visit websites like certain blogs or forums or user review sites. You can select manually those websites, and your ads are shown on these websites if they are part of Google Display Network. Another option is interest category marketing, which you can use this to show ads based on user interests. So let's say you're a travel agency and you target people whose online behavior shows that they're interested in travel. And remarketing is also a part of interest category marketing, because it lets you engage with users who already been to your website. So the idea is, the more you segment your target visitors, your target audiences, the more relevant ads you can show to them, and they are more likely to convert. So first, you begin by placing a remarketing code or remarketing tag to your website. You place a single tag to all pages of your website, and then you can create different remarketing lists by using rules. So this is the example of remarketing code created in Google AdWords. I think there were some changes made this year, because before you had to create an individual code for every page you wanted included in the remarketing campaign, but now it's just one single tag, and you can then create remarketing lists with that code. If you already use Google Analytics, you can also use this for remarketing. You just have to make a little adjustment in the tracking code, and then you can just create different lists in Google AdWords admin interface. In my opinion, Google Analytics gives you more flexibility, because it also allows you to set up remarketing campaigns lists based on goals, not just pages visited. So once you have a code, you can start creating remarketing lists. Remarketing lists are basically groups of visitors, or also named audiences, and you have to decide which visitors to your site you like to target ads to, and which visitors you don't want to target ads to. So for every list you create, you have to set up membership duration. That's the period of time you want visitors cookie to stay on your list. So it's usually related to your sales cycle. Like if your sales cycle is 30 days, you set up membership duration to 30 days or more. So here are some examples of remarketing lists. If you want to include all visitors to your site, you can just set up all site visitors list. So that means that all past visitors will see your ads. But probably you want to get more specific, because you want to achieve higher conversion rates. And that's why it's very useful to create a separate list of visitors who abandoned your conversion funnel. So those are users who visited your checkout page and then abandoned the shopping process. So they added products to shopping cart, or filled out their shipping information, and then left your site. So those users already showed like a high level of interest, so you should be concentrating on them. Then you have like past purchasers. So these are basically your customers, so people who already bought products from you. And you can use this list for upselling or cross-selling. So let's say you have a visitor who bought a pair of shoes on your website, and you can then show ads to them with a matching bag, for example. You can also create a list of visitors interested in specific product or product line, and since you know which products they're interested in, you can create customized ads and then show those products to them until they buy them. Another example of remarketing lists is newsletter subscribers. For example, you create a separate list of people who came to your site via newsletter, and then you can create ads relevant to the content of the newsletter. Or if you have seasonal offers, let's say you set up a campaign for Christmas or Valentine's Day, you capture visitors who purchased around that particular time of year, and then you set up your member duration to 1 year and more, and next year you can show ads to them so they buy again. If you want to extend your remarketing campaign, You can also place remarketing code to other related pages you have, like YouTube channel, or if you have a blog or affiliate site or something like that. And Google also offers similar audiences feature, which means that you can show ads to people whose interests are similar to those of your site visitors. It helps you reach new potential customers. So, as you see, you have quite a lot of possibilities. These are just few options. Important thing is to think about your business, what works best for you. I mean, if you have relatively small business, with not so much traffic to your website, you can't really segment visitors that much, because then your list will be too small and your ads won't show. So you have the code, you have the lists, and you just have to set up a remarketing campaign, and then like with all other campaigns, you have to analyze the results and optimize it. So you can like test different ad variations, different sizes, images, calls to actions, to see what works best. You can test different landing pages. So where do you want to send your visitor after he clicks on your ad, maybe home page or specific product page. So you should test that. And another thing you should test is also frequency capping. This is a feature available in Google AdWords. Actually, it allows you to decide how often you want each individual user to see your ad during a specific time period. So it's important to test that, because you have to find the right balance. On one hand, you don't want to limit the exposure of your ad too much. On the other hand, you don't want to annoy your potential customers by following them around everywhere with your ads. So it's important to test that and see what works and what doesn't work. So we basically covered that theme. I just wanted to show you two relatively new features available in Google Remarketing. One is Remarketing Lists for search ads. I think it was introduced this year. It means that remarketing is not only available for display network, but also for search network. So you can use this to optimize your bids, or to broaden keywords or customize ad tags. Like for example, if you know that the visitors who have been to your website have like higher value for you, you can raise bids just for those visitors. And also you can broaden keywords. That means you can add some keywords that you usually don't use in your standard remarketing campaigns. And another thing is dynamic remarketing for merchants, which means this is a tool for online retailers who use Google Merchant Center. And what it does is basically connects Google AdWords to your Google Merchant Center, and then dynamically creates ads based on users' behavior by using data from your Merchant Center. So let's say you sell books and you have a user who visited your website, viewed a couple of your books, but then didn't buy them. And then you can show ads to this user with exactly the same books he viewed or some similar products. So these ads are dynamically created using data from your Google Merchant Center, based on users' behavior on your website. It's well, that's basically it. So if you have any questions.